This is Jarrod Horak, and this is my latest handicapping video. And in this video, I'm going to analyze the Grade 1 Alcibiades at Keeneland for Friday, October 6th. This is a Breeders' Cup win and you're in for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, and this is also a Kentucky Oaks 2024 points race. If you're interested in reading all of my Breeders' Cup articles, head on over to todaysracingdigest.com. Click on their news tab, and you will find all of my Breeders' Cup articles there. I wrote articles for all 5 Breeders' Cup Friday races so far, and then yesterday I wrote an article for the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, and I'm just going to go through all of the Breeders' Cup races, all 14. So I did all 5 for Breeders' Cup Friday. I'm going to do all 9 for Breeders' Cup Saturday as well. I'm going to, in those articles, you're going to find handicapping angles, jockeys, trainers to watch, some historical trends, and much more. So check out my articles each day for the Breeders' Cup at todaysracingdigest.com. In the description in this video, I will provide a link to all of the articles that I have written so far. Now, if you're interested in my full card analysis at St. Anita Park, you will find those full cards at therunawayhorse.com on my sales page, and you can purchase individual full cards, weekly and weekend packages, the entire meet, of both Breeders' Cup days or one Breeders' Cup day. So go over to therunawayhorse.com on my sales page for more details as we get closer to the 2023 Breeders' Cup. And I'm going to be having those Breeders' Cup full cards just like I do every year. And now we're going to get into the analysis of this video. And earlier today, I had a winner in the Pilgrim Stakes. Agate Road, my top choice from my video, got the job done there. Let's see if we can give out another video winner here in this Alcibiades at Keeneland, and it will go as race 9 for Friday, October 6, 2023, the Grade 1 $600,000 Alcibiades Stakes. 2-year-old fillies traveling 1 mile and a 16th on the main track with a scheduled post, 5:16 p.m. Eastern Time. Alys Beach breaking from the inside post, 20-1 morning line with Flavian Prada aboard. Tom Amos is the trainer here. Omaha Beach, the sire, and Bernardini, the Dan sire, and she looked good in her debut. 6.5 furlongs at Saratoga on a fast track. She stalked, she took the lead in deep stretch, and she just did win by a head there at 8-1 odds. She was 40-1 second time out in the Grade 1 spinaway. Didn't show that tactical speed that she did in her sprint debut. That spinaway was at 7 furlongs. In her 6.5 furlong debut, she was only a couple lengths back at the furthest. And in the spinaway, she was 13 lengths back after a half mile. And then she ended up finishing 4th, beaten 8 lengths. So she's going to have to show improved tactical speed if she expects to threaten these. Crazy Cami is the 2 at 30-1 morning line for trainer Mike Maker. And she's a maiden after 3 starts, and she hit the board in all 3 starts. Back-to-back minor awards in dirt sprints at Saratoga. And then on the turf course at Kentucky Downs last time, a $250,000 allowance race, 11-horse field, and she broke from post 11, and she rallied from off the pace, and she finished 2nd in that event. Now she's going to go back to the main track and stretch out in distance for the first time. Number 3 is Candied for trainer Todd Pletcher. This is a $165,000 Candy Ride filly. Roaring Fever is the dam sire, and the dam was a stakes winner here, Tony Tools. So for this one, good professional debut. It was a 9-horse field there, and she rallied from 6th place, and she was able to win by 3/4 of a length. Now, if you look at the trips of the top 3 finishers, of the 2nd and 3rd place finishers had better trips. The 3rd place finisher, and that one finished more than 7 lengths clear of the rest, was the favorite, and she was sitting a good tactical trip. The runner-up stalked the pace from the inside post, took the lead, and then Candied ran her down. So she had the worst of the trips from the top 3 finishers, but she won that race anyway. And a good learning experience for her, and I can definitely see her getting better for Todd Pletcher and Luis Saez, good jockey trainer team. Wine on Tap, another Todd Pletcher trainee. This is a daughter of Tappet, and they paid $600,000 for her, and she started out in fine fashion. 5 furlongs at Belmont Park. She won that race easily, chasing from 2nd, taking over, and winning by 3 as the favorite. She was the favorite again 2nd time out in the Schuylerville Stakes. In that Grade 3 race, she was pressing the pace, and then she could not make up any more ground from there. She just steadily lost ground, and she ended up finishing 4th, beaten more than 6 lengths. Then she was the favorite again in the Sorority Stakes, stretching out a 2-turn mile at Monmouth Park last time out. She pressed, she led, she was passed, she just did hold 2nd. So I think she's facing better horses here. She's not going to be the favorite this time. After being the favorite in her first 3 starts, she's 20-1 morning line under John Velasquez. Number 5, VV's Dream, 5-2 morning line. This is the daughter of Matoli, and Tappet is the dam sire, and they paid $190,000 for this filly. Kenny McPeak's the trainer. Brian Hernandez Jr. back aboard. He was aboard for all 3 starts. Her career debut, 5 furlongs at Churchill Downs. She ran off the screen after sitting back in 7th of 8 in the early going, and then she just blasted past the rivals, and she won by more than 6 lengths. So that was a good effort. She was in the Debutante Stakes second time out, and she met Brightwork, who's also in this race, and Brightwork's the favorite in this race, and VV's Dream gave her a battle in that 4-horse field, but she came up a half length short, and she was well clear of the 3rd place finisher. They stretched her out to a 1-turn mile in the Grade 3 Pocahontas last time. She was my top choice in that first Kentucky Oaks points race, and I did a video for that race, and she dominated that one. It was a 6-horse field. She sat within striking range throughout, stalking the pace. She took over in the stretch, and she just rolled home, and she won by more than 8 lengths under a hand ride. So that was an outstanding effort there, and she continues to be in great form, and she's a solid contender here. Number 6, Alpine Princess for trainer Brad Cox. This is a daughter of Classic Empire. They paid $190,000 for this filly, and she's had 2 starts with a win in the 3rd. She was a well-beaten 3rd in her career debut at Saratoga. That was at 6 furlongs. She broke 10th in a 10-horse field, and then she was clear of the rest. And then in her second career start, 7 furlongs at Saratoga. Much better effort. She rallied from 6th place, and she got up very late to win by a head under Manny Franco. Florine Giroux, who was aboard in her debut, gets back aboard here, and she'll try to get involved late. And the show finisher from her last start was a next out winner. Brightwork is your 9-5 morning line favorite with Irad Ortiz Jr. in the saddle. This daughter of Outwork is trained by John Ortiz, and she's 4-for-4 lifetime. They paid $95,000 for her, and she's already earned over $444,000. And she's 1-for-1 at Keeneland. And that Keeneland victory was in her career debut, 4.5 furlongs in the spring. From the inside post, she broke 9th of 12, but then she recovered quickly. She was right up on the pace, half length back. She took the lead quickly, and then she pulled clear to win by 3 lengths. Second start in the Debutante Stakes at Ellis Park. I mentioned she defeated VV's Dream there. She was able to get out there in that 4-horse field, set the pace, and hold on by a half. The Adirondack Stakes, that Grade 3 at Saratoga at 6.5 furlongs. From post 3 in an 8-horse field, she stalked, she took over, she won by 5. And then the Grade 1 Spinaway at 7 furlongs at Saratoga last time. She stalked, she took the lead, and she held off Ways and Means to win by a half length, and those 2 were 6 lengths clear of the rest. Ways and Means had early trouble. She clipped heels with Brightwork. She didn't have a great start. I think Ways and Means would have won that race, and then she ended up getting injured in that race, and then she's out of action the rest of the year. That's Ways and Means for trainer Chad Brown. She'll probably be back next year. But Brightwork did win that one, but I thought Ways and Means was best that day, and now she's going to stretch out. And I like that progression, 4.5 furlongs to 6, to 6.5 to 7, to now a mile and a 16th. We'll see if she can keep that good form going. She should be up on the pace. Emery is next for trainer Brad Cox. This is a daughter of More Than Ready. They paid $235,000 for her. She's 4-1 morning line, and Tyler Gaffleone rode in the debut, and he will ride back here. And in the mud in her debut at Saratoga, she pressed, she took over, she won by more than 5 lengths as part of a favored entry. So Emery, a good effort in the debut and a decent speed rating. You're just not quite sure what you're always going to get when horses debut on a wet track and look good, and then they come back and on fast ground, and we'll see how it goes. But it also should be noted that Emery is also entered in the Grade 1 Frisette at Aqueduct on Saturday, October 7th. So Emery's cross-entered. That's only a 6-horse field, and I looked at that race, and it looks like Emery would be probably the favorite in that race. She'll be in a deeper race here. So I would think maybe there's a good chance she goes in that Frisette, but we'll have to see what they do. Shimmering Allure for trainer Kenny McPeak. This is the daughter of Enticed, and she started 4 times with a win in 2 seconds. She was up the track in her debut, and then she was second by a nose, and then second in her next start, and then a 1-turn mile at Churchill last time. She stalked from post 12, and she won by 2. Good forward move there, but she's going to have to overcome the outside post in this spot. So Brightwork's probably the one to beat, but I am going to try to beat her. They're going to bet her down. She's 4-for-4 sprinting, and she wasn't very far behind. She didn't defeat my top choice by much, and my top choice in here is VV's Dream when they met before. But I think this extra distance Certainly, it helped VV's Dream last time, and I'm hoping in even further distance this time helps her as well. So VV's Dream ran well in all 3 starts. She dominated in 2 of those 3 races, and I just think she's in great form right now, and I think that she can turn the tables on Brightwork. And actually, my second choice here is going to be Candied because I liked her debut for Todd Pletcher. So my top choice in here is VV's Dream. My top 4, 5, 3, 7, and 6. If they do decide to run on number 8, Emery, in here, I would consider her to be a contender in this spot, but I think maybe they're going to go for the Frisette, but we'll have to see how all that plays out. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content, and keep checking my YouTube channel. I had those 2 videos for Wednesday, October 4th, and I got this one for Friday, October 6th. I'm going to be doing more for Saturday, October 7th, and Sunday, October 8th, as we have all these Breeders' Cup prep races this weekend. So until I see you next time, good luck at the races.